Hey guys, it's Alex. Today I wanted to talk about another message I received on Facebook from a follower of the dating channel. I'm really flattered that a lot of guys are reaching out specifically on Facebook asking questions about dating in general. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to dating in general, but I guess my point of view is shared by a lot of the guys that have common concerns going forward if they're a little older, like I am. I'm 42 years old, single. And when I go on dates, my approach is a lot different than most. Most guys are just gonna look at a hot chick and see if they can bang her. And they're gonna ask just the dumbest questions like, are you a model? Or, they're gonna try to hit on her to have sex with her. Whereas I've done that, been there, got the t-shirt, and I'm looking for someone that will complement my life in the long run. So a guy reached out to me on Facebook and he said, hey, Alex, I'm 38 years old, have a kid, and I'm looking for a woman, a keeper. And I need to know what to ask her. Every time I go on a date, we talk about just dumb stuff that doesn't really go anywhere. And I want to get into some of the nitty gritty stuff. Now, this is what I tell you guys. If you want to get in depth in terms of conversation, get ready to sound like you're going to be interviewing them. And some women are a little uncomfortable being interviewed because now they have to answer these questions. They have to answer them potentially really honestly. And some women aren't willing to do that. Some women are going to say, this feels like an interview. I'm not comfortable. So you have to kind of take it at a measured pace. You can't just cram questions down their throat. Now, when I go on a date, obviously if they look good, I compliment them, because don't tell them they look good and they don't, because then you're giving them false pretenses, false hope. So let's say, for instance, you go on a date, you meet somebody, you sit down, they look good, you're attracted to each other, you sit down right before you order appetizers. What the hell are you going to talk about? Well, just talk about a little bit of anything. What I like to talk about is their background. And that tells me what kind of woman she is and how she came to be. If you're looking for just the lay, these questions are not for you. So let's go with the questions. First of all, start asking about the relationship with their father. If you had not had phone conversations yet, I think family structure is very important. Tell me about your relationship with your father. Now, that can go two ways. In my opinion and in my experience, I'm just going by my experience, women that have great relationships with their father are looking for a man that closely resembles their father figure, because a protector, smart, hard worker, blue collar or white collar, whatever, they're more than likely going to look for a guy that reminds them of someone like their dad, because it's familiar, it's something that they're used to, and they want to have a similar guy if he had a good, if he was a good guy to them with their upbringing. Someone that has security, someone that has understanding. Look, if they have a good relationship with their father probably instilled good values on them and has a positive male role figure, being raised by a positive male role figure, a role model. Now, if they had not had a good relationship with their father, in my experience, and again, guys, I say in my experience because I don't want to generalize, they tend to look for that fatherly love or adoration or attention from guys, not just one guy, many guys. They constantly look for that affirmation that you're a good person, you look good, you're nice. They seem to jump from guy to guy, similar to women that cannot be alone. I know women that have not been single for more than 2 months and they jump back into another relationship, never figuring themselves out. That's the kind of woman I think that does not have a healthy relationship or have a positive male role model in their life. Secondly, relationships with their mothers. That's another one. And again, you got to ease into it. You can't just jam it down their throat. Now tell me about your father. Boom, 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 whatever they say, take that, put it in the memory bank, analyze it. Tell me about your mom. Tell me about your mom. Now, mothers, I thought would not be that big of an issue, but in my experience, a unhealthy relationship with their mother can be worse than an unhealthy relationship with their father. So a lot of women tend to want to prove a point to their moms, like I'm better than you, or I can do it without you, or I'm going to do it in spite of you. Women that have a great relationship with their mom also tend to be similar with their dads, tend to be, I want to say more wholesome. Not to say that they're not if they don't have a good relationship with their mom, but they tend to be better grounded, have a better, understanding of things, like a better base of how life is going to be and what to expect going forward if they've had good parenting. If the parents are divorced, that's another one that can absolutely affect how the woman is going to act with you. If she went through a divorce at an early age, 9, 10, 11 years old, those are the informative years, and those are the years that can most mess with people's heads. So if a woman that you're going out with has had a breakup happen, depending how the breakup took place and depending on how the parents handled the breakup, because some parents co-parent wonderfully. Actually, 9 times out of 10 in my experience, I've noticed that parents parent better sometimes apart from each other, because while they're together, they're just bickering and fighting, and it's better to have them apart. So those are great questions, I think, to start off with, and you can spin off of that and ask a whole bunch of other questions that are relevant. Let's talk about their position in terms of siblings. Were they the firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn? Firstborn, older, probably got the shit beat out of them because the parents were figuring out how to raise a child. And if they had a younger sister or brother, like 2 kids down, meaning there's one in the middle and then another one, the third one seems to be the one that the parents hone in on the most. I'm one of those guys. I was a thirdborn. I'm the youngest of 3. The oldest, I think my parents were just figuring out how to raise a child. The second one was spoiled brat that just they let her do whatever because she was a girl. And by the time I came around, they were a little older, a little more calm, and they kind of had some experience based on the first 2. And I think it sounds stupid, but I think they did a good job. I think I'm pretty grounded. I understand how to be, and my parents were a great influence in my life, especially my dad. My dad was an excellent man in terms of how to teach someone respect, blah, blah, blah. So their family structure is very, very important. Now, what other questions should you ask? I think you should ask them about what they want out of life. If you meet a girl that's in the age range of 27 to 32, she's going to want a child pretty soon. Not all of them, but the vast majority, in my experience, are going to want a child. So you have to be ready for that. If you're in your late 30s or you already have children and you're younger, and you're going to go out with a girl that does not have children, and she's in that range, that age range, she's probably looking or feeling, maybe I should start a family soon. And you have to be in on that. I would actually do that in a phone conversation before you waste money at Yard House, $50, $60, to find out that you're not right for each other. I like coffee dates. I'm one of those guys that likes a coffee date because a coffee date can turn into something else. You can extend the date if it's going really well. If you're already at dinner, where do you go from there? The movie? No, you pretty much go home after that or go to the nightclub if you do that kind of thing to extend the date. So I like coffee dates early afternoon, and they can basically become dinner dates later on. So I think family structure is important. Their siblings, how they were brought up, and if they want children or not. That is so crucial to me because that right away will let you know where you stand, what they're looking for. If it matches with what you want out of a relationship, most guys don't ask that. Most guys go, her ass is great, her tits are great, I'd love to suck on those tits, so I'm just gonna lie my way through the whole date just so I can get laid. And then guess what happens? They end up staying with that girl because they like her, but they never really understand who they are or what they're about or what they want in about a year or 2. All of a sudden, a year or 2 go by, they want kids. You're like, I never wanted kids. And now you're stuck and you've wasted a year or 2 of your life to figure out this person wasn't for you because you didn't ask them the right questions. Now, if you don't care, you just want to get laid, ignore this video. This video is not for you. But if you want someone with some substance, someone that matches what you got going on, and if you really value somebody enough to want to establish something with them, I think asking them the crucial questions of their upbringing is the most important set of questions you can ask somebody. But try not to make it an interview because nobody wants to be interviewed and feel the pressure of saying the right or wrong thing. Hopefully this helped you guys out when it comes time to ask someone the actual questions in terms of compatibility, and then maybe it'll break off into another conversation, and then you'll find out if this person's right for you or not. But those questions will guarantee let you know really quickly if this person is right for you or not. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later.